Okay, my name is Sloan, and my company is Open Interactive, and we do web development and online marketing. And I'm going to show you a current project that I'm working on for a local company. I do a lot of other websites for this group of companies, and I worked myself into a position to do a redesign of the big site.
Nice.
It had a kind of tortured origin. The original site was done by a company out of Germany. It had all kinds of like German in the code. And they had an LA outlet, but they were closing down the business in the United States, and basically said, hey, you gotta find somebody to host this for you. And so what we inherited was this rat's nest that had been built in a different system. It was torn out of that system, and they attempted to make it so that it could stand on its own. But a lot of like the paths to pictures and stuff like that were missing or broken, and had to be fixed. And it was just kind of a nightmare. I guess I hope that's what helped earn me the opportunity to redo the main site when it came time. So this has involved a lot of learning on my part, new technology. There's something called advanced custom fields in the WordPress platform. WordPress is a content management system that allows people to add content and edit content on their site themselves, with a little bit of training. It's the way that most modern websites are being done. Content management systems, they used to be done in HTML and CSS, and those things still are in play, but the system now kind of puts those things into the background, so you don't need to know how to code so much, and you can just plug in the content and the images and publish yourself on the web. And so this project involved having to create, in essence, a custom back end for the client, because they had different project pages and team member pages that they need to be able to edit and update. So just real quick here, we'll look at an example of the team member pages. So this, they liked the layout of their original team page. It looks fairly similar, but this is being done with a plugin called WP Grid Builder that allows you to design this little element here is called a card, and it has behaviors you'll see when I roll over it, but the ability to label it and the ability to call in the pictures that swap out for one another is being done by custom fields, using advanced custom fields. So this also took learning and some custom coding in PHP, but the end result they're really happy with. I showed it to the owner's son, who is the project manager on the website yesterday, and he was very, very happy with it. Said it was a big improvement, and so in essence, these pages are created as individual posts, and I'll show you when you roll over it, it has a behavior. It goes to reveal what they call a fun image, kind of just something that gives you a little taste of the person's background. So, but then when you click through on it, it takes you to a sub-page, and that is, their page, the detail page. And so, when you look at this, it looks pretty straightforward, but in terms of a regular blog post, this is very customized. And so the way it's done is that in the back end, we're using, so this is the main field here in which most blog posts are done. You can see it's just a plain text field. And so underneath it, this is where the custom fields, this whole section here, the team, is all custom fields being called in by advanced custom fields. So we have to decide what these are, define them, then populate them with images and text, and then those get pulled in to make the main page. And so you can see, that a person doesn't need to use code. There's essentially no code involved in this. They can just plug in the data and create a new team member page, and it automatically gets added to that page based on its categorization here. So the categorization is used because it's categorized with team. It applies this structure to it, and it also includes it in that team page. So this is the kind of thing that I can do for people now. Having buckled down and learned advanced custom fields and WP Grid Builder. It's great for e-commerce sites, or we're going to use it in an even more advanced way. Once all these projects pages are done, we're going to offer an overview page of all of their projects, and there are dozens of them, and you'll be able to sort it by what are called different facets. So you've probably seen this in a website where you go there and there's a search element to the top of the page, but there might also be a pull-down menu so that you can say, I want to look at all of the bicycles, I want to look at all of the tricycles, I want to look at all of the unicycles, and when you pull down to that menu item, the page content changes. That's going to be, what is available for this page, when we create it based on the projects, because they want to be able to sort by project category. Like they build housing for people. They work on schools. They build warehouses. They have all kinds of different categories, and they want to be able to sort their projects in that way so that a person that's interested in, say, warehouses can look at all of the warehouse projects and have them all in one place. So, that's the upper end of what's possible with this, and it's exciting to, get my arms around it, my head around it, and be able to offer it to customers. So then I also do online marketing, and I've been learning the Hubspot system for online marketing, which is one of the it's a very prominent, well-known system in the world of what's known as CRM. Customer relationship management, and this is something I've talked about in the recent past, but I thought I would give a little bit of a demonstration here of an actual campaign that just went out. So I have a client, and they work in the medical realm, and they provide testing. It's EMG and NCV testing, as well as physical therapy through a sister company. And so they are essentially also associated with something called CSIMS, which is California State Industrial Medicine, Society or something like that. It's a group of doctors around California that help people that have been hurt in industrial accidents or on-the-job injuries, and they help rehabilitate the people and get them back to work. And so some of the people that they help have also been injured in automobile accidents, and they need this type of testing for that. So they've come up with this idea of an annual conference in which doctors and attorneys get together and share best practices with one another and get a chance to network and find out about who offers what, and who's good to work with by talking to their peers. And so this is an email marketing campaign. It's a pretty straightforward email marketing campaign, but what's interesting is the information that can be gleaned from once it's been sent, because essentially the people's behavior is being tracked, and so you can see who's opened it, and who's clicked on it by choosing these. So now the individual salesperson knows that exactly who this is. Let me see here. They know exactly who it is. It's got the name and the emails. These are this is two attorneys here, 3 attorneys, and 2 medical offices. And so if these are people that they don't interact with all the time, they know, okay, this is a warm lead. This is somebody that I'm interested in pursuing. And saying, hey, I saw you were interested in, our CS, IMS, PI University trade show that we're sponsoring. Can I answer any questions about it? Can I? And all they have to do is, if they click here on this email, it goes ahead and it opens that person's contact in HubSpot. This might take a second to load because it's going over my phone's hotspot. Anyway. It's got their name, it's got their phone number, it's got their physical address, it's got their any notes about prior interactions can be stored here. It's a very, very useful tool that gives context to the salesperson's conversation with them and allows them to convert them into a possible attendee. And the lifetime value of a client like that is enormous. It's enormously valuable to my client, who is their job is to facilitate people setting up appointments. So here it is. It shows everything about the person here, and shows their history of interaction. This is kind of populating slowly because of the contact. But it shows, what we've marketed to them before. You can take, notes. We've been adding a lot of attorneys to the list, so this is probably a new person, and that makes them, even more valuable because, a few weeks ago they weren't in the list. Now they're getting marketed to. Now we know that they're interested, and the salesperson will probably follow up with them in the next couple of days. So I'm always interested in learning new technologies, and it really is very gratifying when I can help execute my customers' visions for what they want in terms of their website or in terms of their marketing. And I'd love to help anyone that you refer my way. And my name again is Sean Sloan, and I'm from Open Interactive.
Yeah.